welcome.
Hit 'em.
Welcome.
Hit 'em.
I don't think y'all were ready for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think y'all was prepared for that to happen. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first edition of the Any Given podcast, hosted by your lovely, lovely man, Night Scream. It feels good to be back and streaming for Any Given Sunday. We've been gone quite a while, waiting for, Madden 20 to get here, and it's been here about a week. We have some things we want to talk about, some things we want to show everybody, and I don't know, man. I'm excited as hell. I'm excited as hell. I know Pac is excited. I got some guys in the chat excited. We got AGT in the house. We definitely got AGS in the house. I see NCML. So, without further ado, I'm going to do this crazy thing. I'm actually going to be on camera tonight looking in you guys' eyes. No homo. I'm going to say pause because we got some fruit boots here. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to get right into it. We're going to make things pop and we're going to have a great time. I got about 45 minutes to an hour with you guys. So, let's get it tuned in. Let's get it rocking, right? Oh, I don't think y'all knew that was coming. Shout out to my guy Wes getting us the stinger transitions, man. That actually was really, really dope. I'm very impressed with how that works and everything like that. I'm going to turn my audio up so I can hear everything. So, here's the thing, right? The first thing on the board is gameplay discussion, right? We're going to talk about gameplay, what it's done, how it's been, especially since the beta. I definitely like how the gameplay feels. I love everything about it. Fumbles might be the only issue I'm seeing right now, but the way the throw animations are, the way players run, the way players move is like everything to me. And I got a clip to show you guys here. I'm going to transition into it right quick. It's going to show into it right quick. I played Weezy the other day. It was Cardinals versus Chargers on this first pass here to Kevin White. You're going to see him catch the pass and get boomed right out of the way by Desmond King. And this game we had was very, very fun. Kyler Murray has a lot of time in the pocket, as you can see right there. The user LB can't react fast enough to make sure he gets a user alert right there. Even though I saw it and he went, nothing came of it. You know what I mean? So nothing mattered. It didn't work out in either favor of mine, And you're going to see, I didn't guess it didn't show all the way that clip there. Weezy had a great run on me, went about 15 yards. Very impressive. Kyler Murray definitely can throw the ball if he gets time, but as you see right here, Melvin Ingram is going to get a sack on him because you can't just roll out and throw the ball anymore. It just doesn't work like that anymore, And just to make things happen and make things make sense, guys, we are also live on the AGS YouTube as well as the AGS Twitch. Make sure you drop us a follow. We're right around 50 followers, about 4 away. I didn't expect the audio to cut out. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know. I don't know why it would cut out. Let me make sure I got everything going. That would not be good for it to mess up. Hopefully it's working. Let me know. I got some messages that is not working. Personal messages, of course. Let me know if it's working or not. I'd hope it is. Am I good? Am I good? Let me know. Am I good? Let me know am I good, because that way I can make things easier. I'm not sure. The mic is definitely on, and if it's staticky, I don't have the thing on it. Ooh, that's bad. You know what? Give me a second to fix that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to cut this off, even though that juke move was very beautiful. Give me 1 second. I'm going to fix that for y'all. Hold that thought. Am I better? Let me know. Am I better? Let me know. Okay, so I think I know what the issue was. I didn't have like a little filter here. I had no filter at all. So that was probably the issue there. So I do apologize for that. I'm going to get that fixed for next time. We have learned our lesson. So I think I know what the issue was. I def turned the sound up on my phone to make sure I could hear myself. Sorry, guys, that you had to hear that like 3-4 times. But nonetheless, I'm going to actually cut the video, and we're going to get to talking about more of that real player motion and how the X factors feel in the game. So X factors are real, and they feel extremely crazy. So if you have an X factor on your team, you are a blessed man. Just understand, or women. I know we have women gamers. Don't beat me up. Nonetheless, just know that if you have an X factor, especially in Sim, get it done. If you don't get it done, if you don't get them to be active, you're not going to have a lot of time. You know, in comp, Kyler Murray had like one good offensive lineman against Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa really couldn't do too much. He wasn't himself, if you will. I'll probably post that entire gameplay on YouTube at some point later on my channel and AGS's channel. But the fact of the matter is that defensive linemen in the pass rush and the aggressive pass rush being gone is a really huge deal. So a lot of people out there trading for O-line, you got to be smart enough to do that. Simply because that's what you need. You need an offensive line this game. People who are trading offensive line, I think you're cuckoo. Okay, I just want to tell you straight up, I think you're cuckoo, and you're not making any sense if you're trading offensive line in this Madden right now. So I think in the long run, you know, and we're not planning to reboot. I'm just going to throw this out there and give it to you straight. Yes, we have rebooted Madden 17, Madden 18, Madden 19. No reboot in Madden 20. August to August. You either with us or you ain't with us. That's really what it is. And I'm going to rock like that. You know, but moving on from X Factors, I'll come back to it in a little bit. Real player motion. Like, I don't know if you guys saw, and I guess I'll let it play again. That might be why things are messing up. But looking at it and looking at how the players move and how they feel, like Melvin Gordon and his juke move feels extremely valuable compared to last year where, like, they had that slow little stutter step juke. It feels like an actual shift left or right, and they keep going fast. Agility matters again, if you ask me. I don't know if RPM was just bad last year or they really took the time to fix it out this year. So I think that's really a key point to this Madden this year, and I'm very excited about it. Rebooting is just when, you know, the league doesn't really die, but people get bored and they're just like, oh, we're not winning. Oh, our teams are so bad. Oh, we can't catch up. Reset the league, start back from day one with new active rosters, and you go from there. So, for example, when the video comes on, the voice cuts out, oh, well, fuck the video. Fuck the video. We're not worried about the video anymore. Fuck it. So, yeah, with the reboot situation, it's just more of a thing where guys do not enjoy Madden anymore. I guess that's the thing I should say. Guys are not enjoying Madden as much, and they're just like, man, let's start over. I'm going to leave if we don't start over. And we're going to get some of those people. We're going to hear all the bullshit. We're going to hear that, you know, people want to go, and we're going to let them. You know, it is what it is. I'm not worried about all of that. If they're going to bounce, they're going to bounce. That's that. I'm here for the long haul. Hopefully you guys are here for the long haul too. But let's keep moving on, shall we? User lurking. Whoo boy. User lurking. It's still there. It's still there. An 83 speed linebacker can lurk. An 81 speed linebacker can lurk. You just have to be good. And if you're not good, it's going to show. Kind of like you saw with that clip with Jatavis Brown or Drew Tranquil. I can't remember who it is. When he tried to hit Kevin White over the middle and couldn't get the pick, he still got the tackle and secured it, you know, no first down. But you have to. You have to be patient about it. If you get time to go over the middle and you have that solid O-line that's not getting pass rush extremely crazy by an X factor or multiple X factors for some guys, you're going to have time. Like, it's going to be fun for you to pass the ball because you're going to have that time to deep pass. I always bring this up. I always bring this one person up. Fitz. Fitz is a great passer when it comes to a deep pass. If he gets that time in the pocket with whatever team he got, and he got the Saints in AGS. So I definitely do think he'll have a great time passing. Drew Brees got a noodle arm at the moment, but comp ain't sim. So there is that. Comp feels very, very amazing, though. They feel similar to me at this point in time, but hey, there's that. The much more. So I really do think with offense, you have to have a balance. I played with the Browns, the Chargers. I played with the Falcons once. I'm a Falcons fan in real life. A lot of you guys know that. And the Falcons offense is explosive. Calvin Ridley, Julio, Matt Ryan, and Devontae Freeman can make magic happen in a matter of moments. I was losing to find sway. I think we played Ravens versus Browns. I didn't record that game, but it's on my Twitch. And I was down very, very big. And I came back and won that game by 4 points because I just turned it up with Baker Mayfield. My O-line decided, even though they're trash, they just happened to block at the end of the game, and I lucked up and ended up coming back. It was a great game, so I definitely look forward to playing him in the Any Given Sunday season. As I take these out, I don't need to hear myself anymore. So I'm very, very intrigued to see that O-line plays together instead of just being all over the place. That center awareness that they talked about 2 years ago now feels like it actually matters. Pass rush might have got a boost, but I think offensive line got one too. But I haven't played with the great O-line yet, so, we'll talk about that when we talk about that. Armbar definitely does need to be tuned. I definitely will agree with you there. Armbar is crazy. I got a clip, and Pac was in that game. Give me a second, guys. I'm live on a different channel, so I accidentally tweeted that I was live, but I am live on the Any Given Sunday Network, guys. Sorry about that. I'll put the clip out later. I lie to you not. Pat can attest to this. Nick Chubb caught a pass. Stiff-armed the first guy. Immediately had another dude right in front of him and stiff-armed him too and got like 5 more yards. So armbar, if you got somebody with armbar or you earn it, don't trade them. Stiff-arm is back. Like, it's back. Don't trade anybody with armbar. Like, don't even switch their position, try to change the ability. Armbar is crazy. And I really do love the fact of the superstar abilities, man. They really take over the game. They really take over the game. And speaking about these superstar abilities and things like that, we have some trades that have went through in Any Given Sunday, and we're going to speak about those right now and bring them up right here on the screen right now. Hopefully my mic does not cut out. I'm going to put my headphones back in for this, and we're going to talk about these right now. So live on the stream here, you guys are going to see that we have Dak Prescott going for Jared Goff. And I'm just going to use the pictures that you guys are going to see, scroll through. I already have them live and in person, so I'm just going to discuss them one by one. Unfortunately, I can't get them to stay as long as I want. I didn't get a lot of planning in. Wink, wink. Sorry. So the first trade that we got that you might have saw, Dak Prescott was traded directly for Jared Goff, Wheezy, and I have no money. We know Wheezy's won a Super Bowl in Any Given Sunday, and we know that I have no money is a great GM, but, he can't put the gameplay part to his GM skills. And a lot of us are thinking, with the way the offensive line plays in this game, he might be solid. He might be great. So there is that, and we might see him in the playoffs for the first time. I'm hype about that. Moving on, another Rams trade. The Rams have sent a 2020 third and fourth round pick for all outside linebacker Devondre Campbell of the Falcons. Might have overpaid a little bit for the speed, but I'm not on the committee. So I can say what I want, and they can yell at me later and deny my trades later. Still love y'all, but Devondre's not that crazy. A third probably would have sufficed, but I guess he had to up the ante to get the player he wanted. Moving on to the third Rams trade of the season. Wide receiver Will Fuller V and Lamar Miller are on their way to Los Angeles as right tackle Rob Havenstein, a 2020 second and a 2021 third, are on their way to Houston, Texas. Trent and Wheezy made a trade. They both made the last Super Bowl in Any Given Sunday with Trick coming out on top. Wheezy is known to pick up a lot of speed. He had John Ross, Philip Dorsett, Kevin White, all as he made the playoffs. Traded Brandon Cooks out for Jalen Ramsey. So, he's always wanted speed. And, speed is not the only thing that matters this Madden. And I love that about this Madden. So let's keep going on here. The Raiders have sent strong safety Carl Joseph out for linebacker Michael Kendricks. Technically speaking, I'm going to be petty. This is a illegal trade because Michael Kendricks is definitely locked up and not supposed to be in the NFL. But nonetheless, a good trade for the Raiders, who are in ultimate rebuild mode and not win now mode, with first round pick still in the draft coming up from the Bears, trading Khalil Mack, getting a linebacker to potentially use it with. I think he still has about 85, 86 speed. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. You guys can check me here on this the stream. The Redskins have sent left end Matt Ioannidis, a fourth, and running back Bryce Love. The Texans have sent a 2021 second and linebacker Benardrick McKinney. Trent, Yeah, we're going to leave it at that. Because he doesn't have the craziest D-line like you guys think he does. We're not done yet, as you've probably seen the Clowney trade. Moving on to the Seahawks and the Jaguars trade. An X Factor has been moved. If you do not know about the Jaguars cap situation, the Jaguars have a bad cap acceleration problem with Marcel Darius and Calais Campbell. Darius goes from $5 million in cap to $22 million. So you have to get rid of Darius somehow, some way, whether you cut or trade him for some small asset. Calais Campbell is averaging about 13 to 17 million right there, and you're not going to be able to resign Yannick Ngakoue and Miles Jack in year one, two of your core guys that make your defense great. So there is that. There is that right there. So Calais Campbell being an X factor didn't play too much into him getting Trey Flowers in that second, but it made the most sense as far as re-signing the depth that he wants to keep for the future. Again, no reboot, so it makes the most sense. The Patriots have sent troubled wide receiver Josh Gordon out with a fourth-round pick for tight end Hayden Hurst and Miles Boykin, a rookie from the Ravens. I think a solid trade both ways. You know, the tight end position in Baltimore is really covered. I think Max Williams is still there, as well as Mark Andrews. You know, Hayden Hurst is a cap casualty. Just get him out of there. Josh Gordon helps complement Hollywood Brown and Lamar Jackson and will make that offense a lot better. I definitely think that's going to be a great thing to have. Moving on to a smaller trade of the matter, we have halfback Jerick McKinnon, the slower of the three evils in San Francisco, moving on to the Miami Dolphins for a third-round pick. This originally confused me because you have Kalen Ballage and Kenyon Drake. Then again, I looked on the better side. You have a trio now of just speed demons to beat people with. And Rhino is in that division with Dunf. Dunf is a very good user and solid. Jay don't count. Jay, you suck. And then the Bills is White Dragon, who's came back. So I think Rhino made a good deal for his team overall, only giving up a third. Moving to the next trade, offensive line is going both ways here. The Raiders have sent out center Rodney Hudson, a cap casualty. A fourth-round pick all the way to Chicago, Illinois. Another trade between these two teams. Kyle Long and Bilal Nichols and a second-round pick are on their way to Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas. I definitely think that that's a solid deal both ways. Kyle Long is not necessarily bad, but Rodney Hudson is that cap just wasn't working for him, man, and you had to get him up out of there. So you now have Charles Leno Jr., Cody Whitehair, and Rodney Hudson all the way there. So I'm definitely proud of Gmo for making that trade. It really is a great trade. Moving on to a trade that I've done, and people feel like I didn't get enough here. You have Shaquem Griffin, 2020 second round pick from the 49ers. Sorry, Pack, I hope you lose. And a 2021 third round pick. So that is all coming to Cleveland, and Kareem Hunt is on the way to Seattle. This was a domino effect deal. I was planning to move Chubb originally just to give you guys some insight. Then I realized armbar was broken, and I put Kareem Hunt out there on the block instead. And a couple people fumbled the ball. I'm not going to call nobody out. Just going to pray for them and hope they keep losing. And it just so happens that Kareem Hunt is a Seahawk right now. He doesn't have an X-Factor ability. He's 24 years old, wants a $50 million contract, and I have way too many people to pay, and he can't be one of them. So moving on from there. The craziest trade within divisions, which still blows my mind and makes me realize this was a friend favor. Left tackle Trent Williams. Can one of my mods get this guy out of here? Did y'all just see this crazy thing that was just said in the chat? Can we like ban this dude, please? Can I get a mod to ban this guy? What the hell? What is going on here? Who posted this on Pornhub? That's not I didn't allow that, okay? Sorry. Trent Williams moves on from the Redskins and goes to Dallas for Lael Collins, a second-round pick in 2021 and a third in 2021. I am just, wow. Nah. That's not it. That's not it. Not at all. Not hating on Lael Collins. You know, hold on. Let me ban these dudes right quick. They are wilding. Get out my chat, please. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the gayness that just happened. Anywho, you know what's crazy? Yeah, ban them. They gotta go. Sorry. You know what? Let me mod Wes. If you're here, I'm gonna mod you for any given Sunday right quick. So you can help do the bans too. That was really bad. Moving on, I apologize, guys and gals. That was really odd. Patriots have sent Deron Harmon out to the Jaguars for a 4th-round pick. I definitely do think this is a smart deal for Slop because safety is a bad position for the Jaguars. So I think getting to the secondary depth and probably moving Trey Flowers or AJ Bouye to safety is going to help him in the long run, especially dealing with the division he has with Trent. Funny one that I did not save but will tell you guys about is Trent tried to get Saeed Blacknall back and failed because Saeed Blacknall actually plays for the Dolphins. He thought he was still on the Raiders. You know, funny moment there, and that kind of hurt everybody's feelings a little bit. Another trade from the Browns and myself, we have Duke Johnson and Jannard Avery going to Minnesota for a 2nd-round pick. I do not have my 1st. I do not have my 3rd. I am ramping up on draft picks. I have 3 2nd-round picks at this point and still have some trades to make. So the inbox is open, guys. I'm willing to make moves for the right things, not the crazy ones. Rams have sent out Robert Woods a 2nd year in a row. I guess he doesn't like Robert Woods at all. Sends him out for a 2021 2nd-round pick to Fitz. Fitz gets richer. Michael Thomas adding to Ted Ginn as well. I think Robert Woods is going to complement them well because the Saints, besides Michael Thomas at receiver, whatever, you know, not the best, not the craziest thing. Moving on, we have Taco Charlton moving on to Miami and getting out of Dallas for tight end Mike Gesicki. Solid swap by both guys. The Dolphins front 7 isn't bad, but it got better. And Mike Gesicki, he's solid, you know, but I think the AFC East is happier Gesicki is gone compared to him staying. One of the ones that was talked about by Bambino in the chat is a 2021 2nd-round pick was sent by the Steelers to the Eagles for Jason Peters. And I laughed at the Steelers for this, you know, not because we're beefing and we're in the same division, but more so because when you do your research in the game, guys, and you realize who is and isn't going to retire fast, it's just some things you can't do. You can't make some certain deals. That's what I can say. Like, you know, and because I just got agitated out loud, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this to my AGT people. Can we please read? Can we please read? Everything you need is in the chat. Everything. Everything is in the chat. Everything. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, Jason Peters is going to be a great addition for year 1, but like I told him, Super Bowl or bust, dude. 5 offensive linemen like that, Super Bowl or bust. I'm going to play hard and ball out, though. I'm not losing to the Steelers. The trade that we all waited for got the most reactions in the chat. Amari Cooper, Xavier Woods, and Randy Gregory are on their way to Houston, have packed their bags, and just drove down the street for Jadeveon Clowney, a 2nd and 3rd-round pick in 2020. One thing I can note right now is that a 1st-round pick has not been sent out just yet. That's a first. Normally, people are throwing out 1st-round picks like Oprah did that day, and we don't have one gone yet unless it was a trade-up for team selection. So that's very interesting. Trade committee, you guys have been doing a great job. I'm very proud of you. Good job. Y'all are keeping your things consistent. It took 4 freaking days to get that trade done. I even gave some input of my own because both users hit me up asking what should we do. No, I'm not auditioning to come back to committee pack. We'll talk about that later. Bud Dupree is on his way out of Pittsburgh after failing to make his mark as a first-round pick. Going with Ulysses Gilbert for Tony Brown and Kedar Holloman from the Green Bay Packers. So Baj Marley makes his first trade and makes a splash and actually moving pieces for the Cheeseheads. Moving on to another trade between the Buccaneers, who's been relatively quiet. He's moved wide receiver Justin Watson, who I have never heard of and do not know what to say about him other than he looks like he can catch. He's a wide receiver. A third-round pick is on the way to the Buccaneers from the Minnesota Vikings. Laquan Treadwell has been given up on, and I do not blame you, AC, for that. The Redskins, playing for worst user of the year right now, has sent out cornerback Josh Norman for a 5th-round pick and a 3rd next year. The Redskins' base defense is good. You have somebody that's a star at all 3 levels. Clinton Dix, Ryan Kerrigan, Reuben Foster. Maybe I should just pick the Redskins. Whatever. Not gonna worry about it. The Eagles and the Steelers trade again could have just been one trade and didn't do it, I guess. I don't know the parameters here. But Brandon Graham is on his way out of Philly. Philly is another cap casualty team. The Steelers send their 2nd-round pick this year for Brandon Graham. So 2 Eagles moving from one side of Pennsylvania to the other. A very solid deal to have Stephon Tuitt, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, and Brandon Graham. You can't hate on it there. 4 pass rushers, 5 offensive linemen. He going to have to break the bank probably or let somebody go for cheap to be determined. To be determined. Our guy Bow Down to Me. Shout out to the Void Madden League, man. We definitely love the Void. We have some heat coming with the Void soon. You guys will learn more about that later. He has sent a 3rd-round pick for quarterback Tyree Jackson. 95 throw power. Throw power is just a different beast in this Madden. Dwindling down the rest of the list at the moment. Demario Davis is going to leave New Orleans and head to Cincinnati for defensive end Jordan Willis on a 3rd-round pick. Jordan Willis is one of the best speed rushers to build in Madden. I think he has 73 finesse moves right now, but once you get him to 90, he's going to get to the quarterback. He's Khalil Mack in hiding. That is really what he is, truthfully. Another trade from the Miami Dolphins. It's their 3rd trade of the season so far. Kenny Stills is on his way out of Miami and on his way to Dallas. Dalton Schultz, a 2nd-round pick that came from the Clowney deal, is on its way to Miami. I think Rhino has made 2 solid deals. The McKinnon deal I'm still kind of soft on because Kalen Ballage. Remember the name. And if you don't want him, Rhino, send him here. Kalen Ballage. I will take him. Weezy makes another trade after sending an offensive lineman out. Alex Mack, a 4th and a 5th this year, are on their way to the Rams for the 2021 2nd-round pick of the Rams and the Saints. Mack retires after, I think, the 4th year in Madden, so this is actually a very solid deal. I think Weezy got more bang for his buck with this one than any other deal that he made in the league so far. Getting a backup running back in Lamar Miller that you have to pay a lot, even though you have Gurley. You could have picked up any running back. You know, Lamar Miller was really just a throw-in for you to get Will Fuller. It's going to be interesting to see what happens because even Weezy himself has been saying he's not running the ball. He's throwing the ball. Another trade. Kansas City has sent a 3rd and a 5th this year for Ken Crawley and PJ Williams. I think Fitz made a smart choice by getting out corners he's not going to use. I think that's definitely a great idea for Fitz. Chiefs I can't really speak on. Because, this is all any given Sunday. AGT is not allowed to trade until week 5. League protection at its finest. That's what we are all about. So, the Raiders come through with another trade. PJ Hall, defensive tackle, moving on for Jace, Sternberger? Sorry, I couldn't see it from right here. Nothing to say about that. It's really a lower deal. And then the last trade of the night that we have here, defensive tackle David Onyemata is on the way to Los Angeles, but not the Rams. The Los Angeles Android Chargers. Tryhard made a trade, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to send linebacker Denzel Perryman down to the Bayou. So, with moving on and speaking about the Week 1 schedule, is going to bring up the schedule for week 1, not only in any given Sunday, but as well as any given Thursday. Now, I'm going to edit my scene here, so you're going to see it come up very slowly, and I apologize for taking so long to not have it. I'm going to add a new source and bring up the any given Sunday schedule for week 1, and we're going to talk a little bit about who can do what. Ooh, that's not a good fit. Let's edit that. Let me get my stuff together, make sure we get the right position in here. You know, and I guess I can talk about streaming a little bit, guys. If you're going to get into this streaming stuff, you know, it takes a lot. It really requires a lot of patience, a lot of wherewithal, and a lot of learning. Definitely understand that you need to be patient with not only yourself, but with the people you're going to be working with. Know that you have to be patient enough to work with these people because you're not going to always get the best result that you want. Now, understand that AGS Week 1 and AGT Week 1 schedules are the exact same. The only thing that has changed are the games of the week. So we're going to talk about the any given Sunday schedule, and we're going to talk about the users involved in the game of the week. First and foremost, the first game of the week on tap that we have for this season, you will see live on this very channel. Hit that heart. Make sure you follow. Turn on notifications. Join notification gang. Do what you got to do. You are going to see live the Texans versus the Saints. Fitz, Trent, 6 p.m. Saturday. Right here on this very channel. I will be definitely calling that game. I have cleared my schedule out. I am skipping the family reunion this weekend to call this game because football matters more. Football matters more. All right. Looking at Packers versus, whoa, I dropped my phone there. Looking at Packers versus Bears, I definitely think Gmo might have the edge on Baj Marley here, but Baj Marley has beat some good users, Madden 19. I'm going to give the Bears a slight edge and make them a 2-point favorite, so count me in for taking Gmo. Bills versus Jets, I haven't seen ZY Dragon play in some time. I cannot speak to anything he may or may not be doing, but the Bills are a rebuild project for sure. Tremaine Edmonds was very much better last Madden, and now is just a buildable linebacker. So there is that. And I think that, you know, Jay can sneak away with one knowing that he now has 2 linebackers to his disposal in a solid defensive line with Marcus May, Jamal Adams, and Tremaine Johnson all on defense as well. Le'Veon Bell is going to be a great heat piece for him to keep the pace going. You know, Jay loves to run the clock. I think Jay can take that one by 5 points. I think Jay's going to be a 5-point favorite. Moving on to Titans versus Browns. Of course, I'm going to be biased and say that I am going to win that game. Me and Popeye always have battles. Titans and Browns definitely have a lot of holes to fill on both ends. The Titans D-line is better than the Browns O-line and vice versa because, you know, Taylor Lewan didn't get anything that he deserved in Madden. I think he should be way better. Just my honest truth there. I'm just going to take myself, no bets or anything like that. And I think Popeye's going to take himself and we're going to battle it out. You'll see that on my channel on Ice Cream TV. Moving on to Skins and Eagles. Eagles by 40. Moving on to Falcons versus Vikings. AC versus Robinson. Robinson is definitely a good user. You know, I think he gets a lot of flack being that he's younger than everybody else and still in high school, but he's definitely... He has a good user. He doesn't play necessarily bad. He just makes a lot of bad reads or forces way too much. And I think AC is going to be able to take advantage of that. So I do think AC wins by at least 10 points, might hit 17. But I think Madden 20 is going to be the year Robinson is able to come up and make some noise in the NFC South. Kansas City versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville by 30. Moving on again. Baltimore versus Miami. Skins is French fried 420. He was the Dolphins in Madden 19. So, yeah. Moving on. Dolphins, Ravens. I definitely think that's a game that goes down to the wire and a field goal is going to settle this game. Field goal in favor of the Baltimore Ravens. I do think that Michael Pierce and Brandon Williams are a DT combo problem. You might have lost a lot of pieces on defense, you know, but Marlon Humphrey and Jimmy Smith get it done. And you have to remember that Earl Thomas is an X factor that you cannot just throw at for no reason. Zone Hawk sitting in zone all the way through, he's going to kill him. He's going to kill him and get it done. Rams and Panthers, definitely interested to see Simplistic might get back to how he needs to be. But I think Weezy hasn't got a feel for this Madden yet. So I think that game honestly can end up in a tie. I am going to go out on a limb, bold prediction. Rams and Panthers ends in a tie. 13-13 tie. The other game of the week that we have lined up for any given Sunday is Big Lou Wop versus Try Hard. I'm not sure when they are going to play. I haven't heard from Big Lou Wop in a while. Big Lou Wop is definitely a good user. The Colts are not a sleeper team, but people aren't going to pick them because they don't have the cornerbacks to lock up the people in their division. The D.D. Westbrooks, the DeAndre Hopkins for sure. You know, I truthfully think the Chargers are the best team in Madden. Personal opinion. I played with the Cowboys too, but, you know, Phillip Rivers, when he gets fearless, is just different. Fearless is a different X factor, and it doesn't go away till you get sacked. Weezy literally was texting me, cussing me out, asking, why the hell do you still have your X factor? And I said, because you ain't sacked me yet. And I was just throwing it any which way possible. Some of the clips you guys saw. So I'm going to take Try Hard for the upset. Bengals at Seahawks. I think it's going to be a good game. User Lurk made the playoffs. They had the 1 seed with the Titans, who were 0-11 at one point in AGS. And he took them to a 12-4 season and got to the playoffs. I'm not going to ever sleep on OG. I never will sleep on OG. I think OG can squeak by because, you know, I think user Lurk, Lurk God, I'm sorry. I think Lurk God knows that, you know, he's not going to have a crazy good year, but he's still going to battle it out and make sure he gets better as the year goes on. I do not know for sure that Chance will be around to play the Cardinals, and Wesley Snipes, my other commentator, my guy, my brother. So I think West gets a force win there, so we're going to keep moving here. We're going to have Pack versus Undisputed. Pack versus Undisputed. Buccaneers have a very fast defense. You know, Devin White, 92 speed linebacker. Him, Dayon Buchanan. You still got Levante David. They have the fastest LB core in this game. But the other side of it is that Ali Marpet is the only good offensive lineman you have. And you got DeForest Buckner, Eric Armstead all coming at you. A developable Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas coming at you. Pack might run 5-2 and just go crazy. Fred Warner is still there being nice. Jaquiski Tarr, Adrian Colbert, Jason Verrett, who's always hurt, and Richard Sherman, who still has an X-Factor ability. Close game, Pack by 7. I don't trust the Bucks. Now, I trust Undisputed. I just don't trust the Bucks as a team. So let's clarify that. Looking at the bottom row here, we have Mo Juice versus I Have No Money. I Have No Money by 20. I have that much confidence in him in that offensive line. 20 points. Giants just not good. Saquon's cool. Saquon's great. Rest of the Giants, pass. Hard pass. Steelers at Patriots. A lot of trash talking has ensued in this one. GC Nino has come out with a different fire under him. When he came in and took the Raiders in AGS 19 and just was like getting by, you know, he was a laughingstock. But now that he beat Weezy by 3 points and, went straight to Juju, everybody feels like the moves he made were very scary and shaky. And I have DMs to confirm that. Twitter can confirm that because even I said it. Everybody feels like if GC Nino does not win Super Bowl, it is a bust and it will be looked at like Gons in the playoffs. So I'm going to go for the upset and I'm going to take Dunf. I am going to take Dunf to win that game by 10 points. 10. Solid 10 points. And it's only an upset based on the rosters on paper. It's not that Dunf is a bad user. It's that there is no security blanket for Brady unless you call it Julian Edelman or who's that Jacob guy you said? Dunf? I don't remember the name and I don't want to butcher it. I respect you enough to not butcher his name. You winning is an upset based off the rosters. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. The Steelers have five good offensive linemen and 4 good defensive linemen. Yes, you have an upset right there if you win. I'm sorry. Jacoby Myers, who's not in the game yet. Not in the game. I'll ask later. Game of the week, I will reserve for last. Broncos versus Raiders. Porky versus Legion. Both of these guys, I believe, are in the void and know each other very well. Probably a game I'm going to keep my eye on to watch. I played Legion and got a glimpse of how good he is. He's very solid, makes a lot of good reads, takes his time in the pocket. Porky, I only hear good things about, so it's going to be interesting to try to watch all of these games because, streaming is mandatory now. I am not sure what is going to happen there. I'm not sure at all. But game of the week, I will reserve for Saturday's pre-show at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will reserve that. And just to say a couple things, guys, as we fluctuated, where our high was like 35 and we're at 17 guys right now. If you stuck through all the way, I definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in and making sure you guys have followed the AGS network. It's a very appreciative thing that happens when you guys support us and let us know what we do bad, what we do good, because we all want to get better at this. This commentary thing is new to us, but we're comfortable where we are. So hopefully you guys see everything on Saturday for the game of the week here with Texans versus Saints. But the other game of the week that is in any given Thursday is actually scheduled for Sunday night at 10 p.m. We have our own Dr. C. Jeff going up against Hitman. So that's going to be interesting to call. I believe I will be free. Hopefully, I am free to call a game at 10 o'clock. I am like the biggest wrestling nerd in the world, and SummerSlam is on Sunday, so don't disturb me. Don't disturb me. But, guys, I do not have any more for you. I'm definitely going to get the outro music back playing and jumping here. Hopefully, you guys actually like the music that I picked and found, and I'm not going to tell you where I found it. I'm going to keep some secrets for once. I'm going to give a different track a go here, if I can remember which one it was. Yeah, I got it. I'm going to turn it up. So definitely want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the first podcast of the Any Given Podcast series. It's going to probably happen every Thursday or every Sunday. We're going to find some which way to get a balance and get things under control. But tonight, I'm going to tune out. My name is Night Scream. I always appreciate and thank you all for everything that you do and letting me be, I won't really say it in a bragging way, but to be the voice of a community and the voice of any given Sunday at this current moment, it's a very good feeling. It makes me happy on the inside because it makes me feel like I have a purpose again and want to do this Madden stuff. And to talk about the comment in the chats right now, I definitely, and Justino is right on the money. I cannot speak directly on Any Given Thursday at this moment. On the next podcast, probably, because I'll get a feel for more of how good you all are, how bad you might be, how much trash as a commissioner I might need to talk to everybody, So tune into the next episode next week. Same time, same place here on AGS Network. We are at 48 followers. Can you go tweet and say, hey, go follow AGS_network on Twitch because give a great reasoning behind it and tag hashtag support small streamers. If you saw my tweet go out, I always tag support small streamers because it helps us become large in the end. It's not just about me. It's about any given Sunday, any given Thursday, any given anything. That's what it's all about. I'm going to tune out. I'm going to give y'all this last transition because it's really freaking dope. I really love the freaking transition. And y'all are not going to talk about my memeable face. There's a reason behind that picture. I guess I'll explain it to close out, right? The reason this picture happened, I was high as hell one night. I was high. Just high as hell, just thinking to myself. You ever see the memes when it'd be like, I can't even think of an example about it. You know how it says something stupid? Why does a fly do that and all that stupid stuff, shit like that? I can't think about it right now. If a fly flies as a run, walk, stuff like that, and I was just like, wow, I'm high as hell. I happened to take a picture on Snapchat and sticker it. Wheezy is definitely my witness as to a lot of dumb stickers. Pack is probably going to use the other one next week. So there's that. I'm going to give y'all the outro music and bounce up out of here. I'm going to turn everything off and down. And hopefully you guys understand and know tomorrow is the big day for Any Given Sunday. Saturday at 7 p.m. is the big day for Any Given Thursday. Hopefully you don't quit. We'll be watching. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.